My name is Johnny, and at 18, I was just trying to make ends meet after dropping out of community college in Seattle, Washington. My folks had kicked me out after Dad's business went bust, so I took a job as a live-in servant for Mrs. Evelyn Harper, a 55-year-old widow who lived in a sprawling Victorian house on the outskirts of the city, near the Puget Sound beaches. Her husband had died in a car crash 5 years back, leaving her alone with her photography hobby. She had a dusty old studio in the basement filled with cameras and undeveloped film. I handled the chores: cleaning, cooking, yard work. She was strict, but fair, always dressed in elegant blouses and skirts, her silver-streaked hair tied back. The age gap was huge, over 35 years, but something about her quiet strength drew me in from day one. It started innocently enough. One foggy morning, I was walking the beach trail behind her property, clearing my head after a long night of scrubbing floors. That's when I spotted her, Evelyn, waiting in the shallow waves, her loose dress clinging as she splashed water on herself. She turned, and for a split second, our eyes locked. She smiled faintly, adjusting her top in a way that made my heart race. I froze, then bolted back to the house, my face burning. What was wrong with me? She was my boss, a widow old enough to be my grandma. Later that week, while running errands in downtown Seattle with my little sister, Mom had sent her to visit, I saw Evelyn shopping at Pike Place Market. She was picking out fresh salmon and flowers. I followed her discreetly through the crowds, my pulse pounding. She checked into a small boutique hotel for what she later said was a quick overnight stay while contractors fixed a leak in her roof. I trailed her to the door, hiding in the hallway like a creep. Suddenly, she stepped out for her slippers and caught me. "Aren't you the boy from the beach?" she asked, her voice calm but amused. I stammered a denial, but she pulled me inside her room. She studied me intently, then started unbuttoning her blouse. Panic hit. I bolted again, terrified of what I was feeling. I'm 18, still figuring life out, no real experience. Evelyn was 55. Working part-time at the local post office, delivering mail on her bike through rainy neighborhoods. Top of my class in high school before I quit, but now, just a servant. The next day, I skipped my online classes and called the hotel, pretending to be family to get her address. I watched her from afar as she sorted letters at the post office, then followed her home on my bike. That evening, I left wildflowers on her porch swing, anonymous, but she knew. She confronted me the next morning on her mail route. "Why are you following me?" I lied, said it was coincidence. She warned me to stay away, her eyes stern. It crushed me. But that night, I waited outside her house. She told me outright, "I have a partner, Will, and I'm way older. This can't happen." As she closed the door, I fainted from exhaustion, hit my head on the steps. She rushed out, bandaged my wound inside, her hands gentle. I asked about Will. He was away on business in Portland, due back soon. About the hotel? Roof repairs. I confessed I wasn't scared anymore. She led me to her bedroom, her loneliness mirroring mine after years without her husband. But I froze again, overwhelmed. She sent me away without a word. Desperate, I showed up the next day with a bottle of cheap whiskey from a gas station. We talked. My dad was a failed real estate mogul. Mom, Miriam, loved photography but abandoned her dreams after kids, leaving her studio unused in our old family home. Evelyn shared her grief. The air thickened. I touched her tentatively, exploring boundaries I'd only imagined. For the first time, I pleased her, and she smiled genuinely. Mom was out that rainy afternoon, leaving me to watch my sister. I biked to Evelyn's in the downpour, soaked. She gave me dry clothes. Tension built. This time, I didn't hold back. We connected fully, her satisfaction evident. Then, headlights. Will's truck. Panic. She shoved me half-dressed onto the balcony with just a towel. Will, a burly 58-year-old contractor, stayed the night due to the storm. I shivered in the rain, hearing everything through the walls. Jealousy boiled into rage. When he slept, she snuck me in. I left broken, realizing I was in love. Mom scolded me for ditching my sister. Dad Norman ignored it, buried in work. Evelyn visited my temp job site the next day, checking on me. I lashed out, calling her names. She reminded me about Will, walked away. That night, I lured her to Mom's abandoned studio in our basement, dark, private. I apologized. Passion reignited. Our affair deepened. Secret meets in coffee shops, walks in Discovery Park, photos with her old camera. I took her to Dad's remote cabin in the Cascades. Wild, isolated. More intimacy. But secrets unravel. Mom found Evelyn's photos on my phone while cleaning. Will confronted Evelyn at home after neighbors gossiped about a young guy at her place. In anger, he smashed bottles. A shard cut her arm. He apologized, bandaged her. She confessed everything. He forgave, but suspicion lingered. Mom stormed the post office, warning Evelyn to leave me alone. Exams for a GED were coming. I needed focus. Evelyn told me at the park. She and Will were marrying soon, for stability. I shattered. Exams day, I vanished, drunk at the cabin, plotting. But here's where it twisted. I added fuel with a new character. Old Mr. Harlan, the nosy neighbor across the street, a retired cop in his 70s who'd been watching everything through binoculars, obsessed with protecting the widow. He'd seen me sneaking in, heard arguments. Unknown to anyone, Harlan had his own grudge. Evelyn's late husband had ruined his pension in a bad investment years ago. He started anonymous notes to Will, hinting at more than an affair, planting seeds of doubt about Evelyn's loyalty. Wedding day in a small Seattle chapel. Will decorated his truck. Dad showed up, suspecting I'd run to her. Evelyn overheard, joined the search. They found me at the cabin, wasted. I screamed at Dad for never caring. He dragged me home sober. I aced the exam somehow, moved on, or so everyone thought. But revenge brewed psychologically. I befriended Harlan subtly, feeding him lies about Will abusing Evelyn, twisting the bottle incident. Harlan, seeking his own payback, escalated. Fake evidence of Will's affairs, calls to cops about domestic issues. Will snapped, confronted Evelyn violently one night, pushed her, echoing the past cut. She left him, terrified. The suspense peaked when Will vanished. Harlan's doing? No, my plan. I'd convinced Harlan to scare him off for good, but it went wrong. Police found Will's truck abandoned near the Sound. Suicide note blaming betrayals. But I knew. Harlan had confronted him. Things escalated. Guilt ate me. Emotional torment. Psychological affair with my own darkness. Evelyn, heartbroken again, reached out. I confessed my role indirectly. Revenge for her choosing him. She forgave nothing, cut ties. I exposed Harlan anonymously. He was arrested for harassment. Alone, I rebuilt. New job, therapy. The affair's physical thrill faded into regret. But the revenge? It destroyed us all. Real life isn't fairy tales. It's messy, unforgiving.